The battle may be over, but the arguments are not. Welcome back to the wrap-up episode for Who Would Win Masters. Today we're sinking our teeth into your comments from our Discord and socials. We're revealing the vote totals and seeing how you thought the last battle played out. I am Sam Proof on all the socials, and when we asked you who would win Marvel's Dracula versus Vandal Savage, the final decision didn't end with me. It went to you on our Patreon at patreon.com/whowouldwinmasters to decide the winner. Welcome back. He represented Marvel's favorite public domain IP, Vlad the Impaler, Dracula. Fine artist, Ian Moss. Welcome back to the show. Thanks for coming. It's a late Wednesday for you.
Me. It is, man. It's like 10 p.m. over here.
Yeah. And with no further ado, a man who represented Vlad the Impaler, by which I mean Vandal Savage, and a man that likes his steaks with garlic butter and rockin' rye Fago. It's Ray Stacanis. Ray, welcome back.
That is correct.
Is that the preferred?
I'd like a little
flavor?
Bit of ado.
I want
some ado, Sam. The rock and rye is fine. You can do a rock and rye reduction for your steaks. It's better than the sloppy steaks, as seen on I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson.
Dude, sloppy steaks.
I don't like
gross.
any of that. It does sound gross.
Though.
Very delicious.
Not as gross as the potato chip picture that I posted on our Discord of Messi's beef pie potato chip, but you can see that on the Discord if you want. Yeah, so real quick, this is the day we're going to be picking a winner. Ian's going to be giving away a print of his Dracula painting, and we'll do that later on, so stick around for that. But first, I guess we normally would do reviews. We don't have any new reviews, Ray? Is that a thing?
Well, I watched the number fluctuate, and it went up and down, implying that people were refreshing their reviews and writing new ones. But over the last 2 weeks, since we recorded the last wrap-up, we've seen this before lately. Yep. Apple Podcasts is just like bottlenecking our read. So right now we have nothing new to read, although we did figure out, and it took long enough, Spotify does not allow for podcast reviews, but it does allow for comments on episodes that we have just been missing all this time. So Sam compiled a few of them, and I think he's going to read them during our comments section.
Oh, are they not in the master doc? I'm just going to have to read them off the Slack. Is that the deal?
I don't think so, because none of them were about this episode. So maybe we just read them later. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
They were old, Sam. They were a little old.
We'll reconvene. One of them said Fred Finstone was... No, we'll come back to it. Yeah, we will have those in the future. Now we know they're there. We apologize to our vast Spotify audience, which there is quite a few of you.
Well,
so
no, this is exciting though, because now we know they exist.
Yes.
Now we know those comments exist, so we know to look for them. So going forward, we're going to be on top of it. So comment away on Spotify.
There you go. I think there were some for this episode. I'll see if I can pull them up during
comment on Spotify. That's pretty awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, just
Here's
on
the
episodes, not on podcasts.
Yeah, it's per episode, and you have to go into the specific episode, not just play it. And also to see them, I think you actually have to be logged in. I think that is part of the magic of finding those. But anyway,
it's real dedication, and we should be rewarding it.
That's fact.
That's very nice.
All right. Well,
that just means all we have to do is some immediate results here, Sam.
Yeah, I was going to say we can reward our debaters with and our listeners with the poll results for Dracula versus Vandal Savage. So we're going to start, as always, with our Mortalverse poll, the unofficial poll from the Mortalverse Discord. It was 63% of the vote. It goes to Vandal Savage.
That's what I'm talking about.
What?
That is
tremendous. The unofficial poll, often a precursor to the actual poll, but it is the SAG Awards to the Academy Awards. So
they get it really right sometimes, and other times not.
Again, that is the unofficial poll we're going to go to the official Patreon poll. With 65%, Dracula takes it.
There it is. Here's the problem. Sam, hold on, clappers.
All right, there you go.
There were some late votes that came in. It is not actually
right? That is
65%.
not it. The vote, it's still going.
It's not, Sam. Let me tell you, when the late votes came in, it was 67% in favor of Dracula.
That's right.
He gained 2 points.
Hang on.
You're not allowed to cheer for that. I'm very angry at Ian Moss right now.
Thank you.
Let me just adjust the document here.
The vindication.
Fixed. Got it.
Oh, I'm just glad we could get that out before spoilers happen.
Never before.
I just heard it's a little distorted.
Nothing happened.
My internet's making it a little distorted. I just heard the numbers were
all right.
And the percentages were so close that I really thought you read mine.
No. So here's the deal. Great job, Ian Moss. You have convinced the people. I don't know if your giving away of fine art had something to do with it. I will convince myself later that it absolutely did. And
Ray will now give away something every episode.
That's right. And because of cut content in this segment, you for sure wanted to be in the live studio audience when we were recording, but you'll never know unless you ask. You could ask Guardian, but he's not talking.
That's right. Yeah, we know it's late, but you could have been here live to witness whatever may have happened with only the small payment of $0 on patreon.com/who-would-win-masters.
Yeah. So here's the deal. This is officially Who Would Win Masters, the wrap-up after hours. We have officially made it.
All right.
And we are moving forward.
Yeah.
So, Ian, here's the deal. Talk to the people at home. Tell the people at home how you feel about them having your back on this episode. Let's break this down a little bit before we get to all the comments.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate all of you. It was actually really fun to watch the comments and respond back and forth in the Patreon. See, the thing I love about your community, Ray, is they know what's right, even when you don't. So
interesting. That's bold. That is bold.
It is.
I would make the argument that hashtag Ray is right, and they do know this, but sometimes, the people get it wrong when they vote.
Wow.
Oh, no. The people are always right. You have to know that about your audience. Like, the first rule of having an audience is the audience is always right.
No, I'm the only show in history to straight up tell the people they're dead wrong all the time. Why can't we grow an audience, Sam?
About that.
What's holding us back?
So, folks, I do have to keep killing my camera because I start losing the feed because my internet's so bad tonight.
We don't want that, and we're used to having bad internets on this show. Trust me, so Ian, we feel your pain.
That feels
Sam doesn't know anything about that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I feel a little.
We're really just letting it all hang out tonight. This is a Wednesday night as we record this for a Thursday release.
I didn't realize we didn't need a bourbon for this show. Good Lord! Wow.
That's right.
I have some nice blade and bow over here.
Okay.
Well, which we
I don't know what any of that means, but I'm here for it.
Sounds great.
That sounds like a brand of chewing tobacco or arrows. I'm not sure. Could be one of those two things.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got okay, people. You got the result that you wanted, and I'm ashamed of you. But that being said, that's the result you wanted, so we'll call it what it is. Yeah. A people's decision for one Ian Moss. Congratulations here on your debut on the Who Would Win Masters show pulling down a people's victory, which is exactly why we made the show exactly how we did, is to give people a chance in case the judge who didn't get it wrong. But in this case, the people feel that the judge may have gotten it wrong.
Yeah. Guardian.
So, Ian, any last words before we go to commercial break?
Yeah, here. I did a quick little sketch of Ray during this insanity.
Great.
Honestly, pretty good.
That is our first official fan art of the season. Post that on the Discord if you will.
Cheers to you. Cheers. Is that mead? I just need to know, Ian. Are you a meader?
What's that?
Are we drinking mead tonight?
Again.
I think it's a bourbon.
No, this is actually bourbon. This is the Blade and Bow. I'll put it back on
because I said bourbon. That's what I thought.
That's what Blade and Bow means.
That's
See,
what
now I gotta
figured.
go find some Blade and Bow.
Yeah.
Either chewing tobacco or arrows or bourbon. But next time, Ian Moss, next time you come on this show, and I guarantee it, I want there to be mead in that cup.
I don't think
You know what?
necessary.
I actually have a bottle of
So
mead
sweet.
and a horn, and I can make that happen in this episode right now.
Wow.
I think we might need it. Look, there was no... Here, let me just go ahead and go on the record. There was no doubt in my mind that Ian Moss had mead somewhere around.
No,
that's one
fair.
person I can rely on
That's
to
fair.
fit that mold.
But is it regular mead or is it blueberry mead? Or wildflower, I suppose, is the option. Oh no, he's going. Quick, go to break now.
We're gonna go. We're gonna do ad break right now, and we'll be.
But
right
he doesn't
back.
know that. And we're back.
And we're back.
And Ian is back with his bourbon and horn. So
No, that's mead,
mead, buddy.
mead.
That's a
Mead and horn.
No one is listening to me tonight.
Not to be
I'm
confused with
listening to
Horn and
you.
Hard Art, the
I love
coffee
you.
automart.
These are my favorite people of all time. That's why I'm so mean to them constantly.
Well, as Ian measures out a mead, we will get into the comments. Ray, if you want to start us off.
I love this. Yeah. We have lost all control already, and we were like 6 minutes into this episode. He's rhino horning now. Like, this is crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the top, and we're going to read the first comment from Lind Stein. Lind, thank you for listening. Lind says, I think Dracula takes this. Vandal is strong and a great fighter with his immortality and sheer intelligence, but his only win condition is to hope to wait until morning in order to win. I'll even grant him knowledge of what a vampire is, but that doesn't mean he'll know what Dracula himself is capable of. Dracula, meanwhile, is also aware that he's a vampire. So, well, I hope so. Though, he's not going to play the long game. Vandal has an uphill battle going against someone with so many powers. It doesn't matter how fast he adapts. He just doesn't have answers for all of what Dracula is capable of. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, Ian laid out some very strong points, and I myself was very back and forth on it. So yeah, I back that.
It was funny though that you gave the win on the sunset, because
I did.
We did mention that he would not allow that to happen.
Yeah,
what is he going to stop the sun from rising? What do you mean?
Sure.
Well, moving the battle
so
out of it.
Yeah, it's so tough because I have a very limited window of time to make that decision. I've heard all of the points coming through, and you're trying to play out the pluses and minuses real time, but that never happens because also I'm trying to write out a compelling, funny, pun-laden decision, which is more important than being right. And so yeah, it's a very short window of time, and I almost, battles like this, I'm almost always up until the last sentence back and forth on it, like, who am I even giving this to? I don't know. And then I was like, the sun wins. So that's your winner, folks, is the sun. not Vandal Savage. Should I just hit my mic? Cool.
I'll take it.
All right. Moving on. Ryan saying
I'll give that. I'll give that
okay,
to you.
Not moving on.
The sun wins.
All right.
There we go.
Sorry.
All right. Ryan says, great battle. I almost gave it to Vandal to win, but for some reason, my thoughts keep coming back about how Dracula could manipulate him. Even if it's just brief moments of manipulation, it can affect how Vandal fights and make him doubt his actions, and Dracula can take an advantage of that. Good point. Vandal would probably not know what was happening till it's too late, and that Dracula can use his powers to create a mind prison against Vandal, making him unable to fight for a while. I think that is a very good point, and that's a pretty compelling argument.
Look, I find it very, very compelling that the sun would beat Dracula. I agree.
Not sure you really
we got some good comments from a lot of our returning favorites, and one here we got in from Chicken Joe 5446, who I don't know if this is his first post or Joe has posted only a few times, but thank you for posting, Chicken Joe 5446. I appreciate you being here. So Chicken Joe 5446 says, point for point, this battle was a blast to watch play out, and I never knew that Vandal was so powerful. Thank you, Joe. I will say that I missed the format of the show when one of the talking points was all about the notable losses of the opponent. That is still part of the show, Joe. We have done that in some episodes of Who Would Win Masters. It's just got to fit the argument correctly. Usually, behind the curtain, that's a go-to when my opponent starts talking about big wins. Like, that's just, you got to point out the other side of that coin.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear a lot about that from Dracula, from as I recall it. But anyway, I feel that Ian came out strong. There you go. And that Vandal should still have lost this one for at least 2 minutes, because there's just so many 2-minute interval ways that Dracula could play this one through the night. Did Dracula bite and drain Vandal? How long would it take to recover from that? Couldn't he repeat feed as many vampires do? How long does it take to fall from space? And how does Vandal find a way to get off the moon? His gravity manipulation won't help as soon as he leaves the moon's orbit. I would go as far as to say that Dracula sees Savage as the infinite bird feeder, like the blood fountain from Blade. Drain him, incapacitate him, and the battle ends there, but drag Savage back to the lair for the swarm to feed on indefinitely, and now you have him in a dark, damp place where no sunlight dares enter. Savage survives, but at what cost? Maybe eventually becoming a vampire himself. Maybe eventually becoming the cure to vampirism itself if he's ever rescued. Ray's and Ian's points were fantastic. Can't wait to see the horror community chime in here on the side of Dracula as they did with Leatherface. Do we think there is some horror fan call to arms to support horror characters on this show? Maybe that's how I lost. Maybe that's the only reason I lost. I don't know.
That could be.
That was the case, though, wouldn't you have won? Because I feel like you're a little bit of a horror movie yourself. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, man.
Wow.
No, look, people have accused me of being a walking slasher film, and that's fine. Look, I'm wearing my Umbrella Corporation T-shirt under my wonderful beach shirt, and that's because it's a cheap shout out for Game with Ray, the YouTube channel. Showing Resident Evil. That's all.
Nice.
Cheap plugs are still plugs.
That's what I tell my stepdad. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't have plugs. All right. I'm going to do a quick twofer because I did find the Spotify comment related to this episode.
Oh, wonderful.
From Aisling, and this is very short and sweet, just says, 2 immortals go head to head. Who knew it would be so good? Yeah, frankly, going into this, I had no idea.
Man,
I didn't even know Vandal Savage, and I was like, Dracula, boring. But Marvel Dracula, holy moly. All right. Nate says, great battle. I have to give it to Ray on this one. I can't help but think,
darn right.
Wow, that a guy who has lived 50,000 years hasn't heard of Dracula, or at least knows what vampires are. Fair point. I think that gives him an edge. Even if he doesn't know this particular version, I think this is within the rules. The healing ability really can't overcome... The healing ability really can't be overcome, especially when paired with the cosmic imbued intelligence and wisdom of someone who has lived 50,000 years. On that note, I have to say Sam's point on what more could you learn after a couple thousand years was much to the tune of Fox News' claims that being overeducated is a bad thing. Love you, Sam, but come on. Hey, listen.
Wow.
You are welcome to edit and remove this comment from our podcast.
I mean,
Good
look,
Lord.
this is the
worst
what he said.
Tragedy ever. Come on.
So let me ask you right now, Ian, you've heard a few of these comments. What's your take so far on the people's opinion?
You know, I have, in my time of 20 years in the commercial industry, seen a lot of different comments from people on different things. And I have to say, you may have the smartest audience I've ever seen.
It might be true.
That's
maybe not this week, but many weeks.
You don't
I
have
agree.
to suck up to them. They already voted for you.
Yeah, but he's playing his
playing the long game. Yes.
Yeah. I am. Now we're going to keep coming back.
What,
but look,
what is this nonsense?
In front of my face.
So
put it on the Discord. All right, anyway.
That's a picture of Sam just
good.
for the sake of argument. Let's get those.
Pretty good.
Ian, you got to send me some digital versions. We're going to put them up on Patreon so everybody at home can see.
Little quick 5-minute, 10-minute sketches.
I'm going to say right here, a new comment from Jeff Heavlin, and Jeff actually wrote the show, pulling the curtain back slightly. He's interested in coming on and sending us a 1-minute demo, but was little bit intimidated about it.
That's fair.
And I would say to you, Jeff, and anybody else, you're not, send us a 1-minute demo. We just want to see that you got passion, you got energy, that you could speak, and that you have a decent microphone and we can understand you in your video. We're not really judging performance. You're not tied into a character when you send us one of these demos. We just want to make sure that, quote unquote, you can do it. And so do not be intimidated. Even if there's a problem, we can work with you and we can try to improve it and see what's going on. So anyway, I encourage you, Jeff, come on the show, debate me, bro. And
that's the shirt. That's the shirt of the show.
Here's Jeff's comment. He says, "Great battle as always." Thank you, Jeff. But after listening to the points, I feel like Drac has more options to choose from. Shapeshifting, flight, speed, mental powers, etc., giving him a distinct edge. As for waiting the vampiric lord out until daybreak, if the battle's in a truly neutral location, then it's feasible that the battle takes place somewhere that negates the sunlight, or at least gives him options to maintain cover while still being able to engage. Sorry, Ray. Congrats, Ian. And a big thanks to Sam. Now, let me just say right now, I take back everything I said. Jeff, you come on this show, and I'm going to punish you for that comment. I've said my piece.
Wow, that's a big promise.
And I can't even guarantee it. He could be like another lawyer coming on and absolutely turning me sideways, as has happened in season 1. What are you going to do?
Okay. Next up, from our own Matthew Dawson and the Mortalverse audio dramas, he says, listened to it once and thought Ray didn't do enough to counter Drac's hypnosis, but then I listened to it a second time to be extra diligent with my vote, and still thought Ray didn't do enough to counter Drac's hypnosis.
How dare you?
There you go.
That is offensive. We got John Shanks here, who says, such a close battle. Ian showcased Dracula's methods of attacks better, whereas Ray's emphasis seemed to be on Savage's endurance, although both countered very well. The latter point fed into Sam's decision, which I agreed with. Savage would keep the fight going until daybreak, at which point Dracula would have to flee or experience a severe case of sunburn. See, that's why John Shanks is a straight shooter. That's why that man knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Eric Hiding, part of our summer tournament, says, I'm going with Ray. There are a few reasons that the idea that the rock might have an effect, not Dwayne the Rock Johnson, but the meteorite, might have an effect, or it might not, is hard. We know superheroes can change over time, like how Green Lanterns are no longer affected by the color yellow. I'm just taking that out for now, the whole rock thing. It's an interesting point, but not sure how to process that yet. Savage sounds like he can survive in space. He might not be able to fight well, but it sounds like it won't kill him. Also, I can see Savage fighting until dawn, then it is over for Dracula. But people can disagree with me. They can go on Patreon and submit their vote. Oh, that was the whole thing. They can go on Patreon and submit their vote. I'm also still voting for the long email song and waiting on the rules in under 1 minute song.
Oh, y'all gonna get excited because next week's battle, we're debuting the rules in under a minute song, and it is. I don't like to overpromise and underdeliver, but full banger.
I don't think you should promise that. I think we're so close to 100 members of the Patreon. Only put it out if 3 more people sign up to the Patreon. That's it. That's the milestone. 3 people. Come on.
You know what? Okay, if 3 people don't sign up this week for free or paid memberships, I will not put the banger song in there. So get these signups. What are we at? 97 now? Like we really jumped this 97. Month. That's wild.
Yeah.
We wanted 75.
Good month for us.
And we're at 97.
Yeah. And the thing you gotta love about these guys, they just said they'd do it if you sign up for the free ones. Like who gives stuff away for free?
Yeah, we do, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Too much.
It's all right. Says my mom.
Okay.
It's true.
So, Sam, why don't you read the next one from Guardian that came in late? Guardian, welcome. Thank you for being here. And I'll read the big ol' Ollie Low one to end us up.
Did you put it? It's on the Slack somewhere. Is that right? Where is it?
Oh, hold on a sec. Let me just put it right here in a DM to Sam Proof.
Yeah,
we have a new Slack that only me and Sam are on. It's one of the wildest things I've ever been a part of.
That sounds both amazing and sad.
Yeah, no one else is allowed in here. No guests, no sponsors.
I will tell you right now, if somebody joins the Patreon for $100 a month, I will give you access to the Slack. You can own that Slack for all I care. All right.
That sounds
putting
very
in the
dangerous,
crypto
Sam.
feed.
We've said some scandalous things in there already. I don't think I want anybody to have access.
All right. Sorry if I'm looking away from the monitor, but Slack is over here and won't let me minimize
That's fine.
Guardian says, I'm giving this to Dracula, and he's here, so I hope I do justice to this comment and voice. But I had a really tough time calling it. Both arguments were sound, and I could see this going either way. But I think Dracula has more paths to victory. I don't buy the wait out till sunrise argument. He's been fighting for centuries and will either take this fight inside or down into a sewer. Otherwise, the battlefield wins, and that's not neutral. Great job on both sides.
You know, I did have one comment about this, is that you made an argument that Dracula would fly Vandal Savage up to the moon.
Right.
Do we have any recorded feat of him ever doing that to anyone ever? Or is this just what Ian would do?
Well, we do have a feat of him talking to Dr. Doom on the moon, so he can fly up there. So it wouldn't take much for him to lift someone.
But has he ever done it in battle?
I don't know. He's done a lot of crazy things in battle. Like he's a master strategist, and if he figures out that Vandal, he's not beating him, he might just fly him up and just let go and be like battlefield removal. Right. So he doesn't even have to die.
If that works, why wouldn't he have done that to Blade?
Fair.
He's kicked Blade's butt without having to do that.
Wow.
He's literally...
Yeah. See, this is my point. This is why the rules are important, voters. Keep the character in character.
That's fair. I think what we've learned here...
Silver Surfer, man. Like...
But he didn't fly him to space. Silver Surfer was already
Didn't fly him to space, did he? He was already in space.
Yeah. What we've learned here is nobody should give Ian Moss any sort of powers, especially the vampiric kind.
No,
Dangerous.
I'm on the moon in 5 seconds if he gets those powers.
Like, he's just taking people up to the moon left and right. Like,
I will say too, like when I found out later that I could do the whole summoning thing because it's part of the character's thing, I briefly mentioned it. I would just say, you know what? He's gonna summon a mob of undead, and you have 2 minutes to fight through him, and bam, Drax just gonna sit up and watch. That he's done.
Sure.
I think Vandal Savage would handle a zombie mob faster than you could say Jack Robinson.
You think it would be faster than 2 minutes, Ray?
I think you could say Jack Robinson in under 2 minutes, Ian Moss.
Wow.
Yeah.
Weird time to develop a stammer.
I am going to read this last comment now from Ollie Lowe. Ollie Lowe, thank you very much for being a part of the show. Ollie Lowe checked out my video. Thank you. Trying to keep this shorter, he says. Let's find out. I went back and forth on this for a while. After listening, I normally have an idea who won, but this time I had no idea. So I deliberated. These two do seem to cancel each other out quite heavily. I was probably favoring Vandal Savage before the battle. And I was thinking about the experience thing for a while. And while that's a pretty big experience / age difference, Sam made the point that after a while, it just becomes numbers. Both have impressive combat feats. Vandal Savage beat the Flash, Aquaman, and, Wildcat. While Dracula has wins over Deadpool, Blade, Spider-Man, and the freaking Silver Surfer. While both seem to possess an array of tricks that potentially give them the upper hand, magic, gadgets, etc., the thing that I kept coming back to is how the win over the Flash was claimed, and that it was done with a little bit of prior planning. And of course, Vandal won't have time to do it here. I feel like he's the sort of character who can do some majestic stuff with prep time, and of course he won't have that. He might know what a vampire is, and heck, he might even know who Dracula is, but not this version, and it could potentially lead to a shortfall. Dracula is probably more dangerous dropped into this combat scenario with his claws, enhanced strength and speed, durability, healing. It's, as Ian said, peak human versus supernaturally lethal. He could probably do enough damage to put him down for 2 minutes or just battlefield remove him to the moon. I disagree. That'll do it. Of course, Ray brought up the sun point, but I think it was suitably countered by Ian's argument because whether Dracula's 500 years old or 50,000, he's going to know to take the fight out of the sun. And I would point out that the rules of the show have a location that neither favors or disadvantages either opponent. So surely the sun would be a non-factor. That would be an advantage for Dracula. Am I taking
that does
crazy pills? Either way.
The sun not being a factor at all is not neutral, right? That's like
not
when
neutral.
we did Crocodile. The hell is that guy's name? It's like him being Killer Croc. If he's in the water, that is an advantage. But if he's at a dock where water happens to be around, not necessarily an advantage.
That's right.
Know? So, like,
however, I did mention he'd lead the battle somewhere where the sun wasn't because he's done that before.
Oh, so what I hear is he'll battlefield remove himself because the sun is coming.
No, he'll just bait the dude to follow him underground or something.
He's too smart. He's too smart.
Guardian says
it anyway.
Guardian says an old factory with lots of windows. There you go.
That's right. I think we go
one of those big fans.
To a greenhouse.
Big fan.
Either way, I think Ian did enough for that first time win. That's what Ollie Lowe says. And that is the end of our comments for this episode. Right. Ian, any comments about the comments before we go to commercial break and then do the big giveaway for the Dracula painting?
Right. I love you guys. This has been amazing and fun. And somehow I didn't know how to get to the comments, so I didn't see them. So thanks for all the comments, folks.
That's okay.
That's it. All right. We're going to go to ad break right now. We'll be right back for this giveaway and the rest of the show right after this.
All right, we are back. And Ian, we're going to jump into the giveaway. Are you prepared, sir, with your randomizing?
Yes, I have a randomizing wheel of undeath. How do I... Is there a way to share the screen?
There's a share, yeah. Go down next to where the video thing is. Okay.
All right, let's see.
You just have a physical?
Down
thing?
next to it.
Okay.
Share. Look at that. Okay, so share screen.
Yeah, share. There you go.
Wheel of names.
Never done
All right,
before.
here we go, folks.
Hey, there it is.
It is the wheel of names. Let's see who wins.
All right, do it up. Is it doing anything?
That is... Yes, it is. Can you see it? Stephanie B!
Hey, Stephanie B! All right.
So here's what's going to happen, Stephanie. We're going to...
No, yeah. You know more than I do, so please tell her what's happening.
So here's what's going to happen. We're going to send you an email since you signed up to the email list, and I will let you know that you've won, and we'll be asking for addresses and ship it and all that fun stuff. So thanks for playing. Thanks the rest of you guys. And by the way, if you check out my Patreon as well and see there was a link, if you didn't win, or even if you did, if you sign up for whatever the rules I said are, you actually can get a free complimentary print to that piece. It's a different piece of artwork that is the direct compliment. So anyways, if you want to know more, just feel free to comment in the Patreon section. And yeah, but thanks, guys. This was super fun.
Yeah, and if you didn't win, you can just print out the fan art of Ray.
That's right. How do we get that in a print?
You know, I can literally scan them, and if you guys want to make prints of them, I'll send you the file, and you can just send it to all your fans.
This might need to happen.
Might have to do that. All right. Well, congratulations, and I guess that means it's email time. Guardian says we need the Sam and Ray prints. All right. Well, the people have spoken. 100% of the live chat represented.
There it is.
Actually, wait, do we have another person in here? Actually, William's here. Oh, so 50% of the live chat.
All right, so here we go. It is time for emails.
Do it. Oh, yeah, it's the song.
Let's hear from the community. Reading emails is our destiny. You've got a voice, you got something to say, and we're gonna read them, 'cause it's annoying to read. Now it's time to end this song before it gets to be way too long to do anymore. We just prolong this intro, which would be wrong. It's Who Would Win Masters. Email time. It's Who Would Win Masters. Email time.
All right, everybody at home, we have not just one email this week.
What?
Not just two emails this
What?
week. We have 3 emails this week.
Oh, okay, that's the logical amount of numbers. That is unprecedented.
That's true. And I'm getting some feedback, so I'm going to mute Ian and Sam's mics while I read this before I absolutely lose my mind, because echo canceling is not on for either of them for some reason, because I control this show. So here we go. First email is from Luke, though. Luke says, Dear Ray and Sam, first off, I'm not sure if this email already successfully went through with you guys, but I'm deciding to try it again. Anyway, this episode is a nice one. Marvel's Dracula versus Vandal Savage. This one gets itself either a B or an A rank. I'm not sure which. However, I do think both of these characters are interesting. Nice jokes, by the way, Sam. Keep them coming. Generally, I think that Vandal would win this one. I also noticed that you may have forgotten that if Dracula was to take Vandal into space, the risk of Dracula being exposed to sunlight would be much greater. I thought about that. Since Earth's atmosphere and magnetic field provides life on our planet, with protection from the worst of solar wind and solar radiation's negative effects. I imagine that Vandal might haul Drac out of Earth's shadow and into the direct sunlight with much more intensity than on the surface. Even if these two combatants were to end up on the moon, Vandal would try to keep Drac from getting to safety on the dark side of the moon. Hashtag Ray is right. Hashtag Big Savage Burns. Hashtag suck it, Drac. Well, that's one. He says, I feel like you guys may have accidentally delivered an early Halloween-themed Shocktober episode, but what the heck? Speaking of which, I hope you guys are planning on bringing back Showdown September next month to accompany the next round of the summer tournament. You'll find out a little bit later today. Also, if you're looking for a good vampire movie, I recommend Batman vs. Dracula. It's a feature film that spun off the fantastic 2004 animated series, The Batman. I do admit, however, I'm still having some trouble with figuring out where the movie goes into the show's canon. Currently, my best guess is that it takes place between seasons 1 and 2, or sandwiched in between some episodes during season 1 or 2. I like to think that it's the former, but then again, I've watched The Batman multiple times, all 5 seasons, and I'm still not 100% sure where it fits in the show's timeline. Anyway, I would still recommend this movie. It's an A-rank movie in my book. Now I'm going to unmute everybody, and then let's hear, how do we feel about what Luke had to say?
I like the part where he said I made good jokes. Thank you, Luke.
Yeah, that was really sweet, but I mean, the way you did Drac dirty there, that was a little rough, I think.
Look, I think it's the obvious interpretation of the arguments presented. That's how I see it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a surprise
yeah.
I feel that way. Yes.
Yeah. And
Right.
yeah, it was like an early, we called this out when we did it. It was an early Shocktober-esque episode, but that just means we're going to make Shocktober even that more epic. So just wait for that.
That's true. All right. Here we go. Email number 2. Email number 2 comes from Ryan Pansky. Ryan, thank you for writing the show. He says, Dracula versus Vandal Savage. I know Dracula, who doesn't? But this was my first time learning about Savage. To start, I find it interesting how often opponents, newcomers especially, talk too slow and meander. True. But Ian was so fast that his first point felt like 3 points in one. At first, the way Ray described Savage, he sounded like some sort of joke character. Caveman who lived so long he was Genghis Khan? Comics sure come up with some wild things. Now, I had the same thought that Sam did about the lifespan thing. After a few hundred years, I feel that there's a bit less of a return on investment in experience. I have to admit, for a while, Dracula sounded simply too far OP to be beat. Savage seems strong as well, but not on the same level. But both have high physical, so the biggest difference felt like Savage's experience, magic, and tech, which didn't get a lot of mention after it was brought up. No, because I mentioned it. After Dracula's supernatural abilities. It was good to bring up both sides' weaknesses, though. It seemed a misstep on Ian's part as the weakness he brought to the table was debunked. So it came down to the sun. And perhaps it could be argued that for the location to be neutral, there would have been plenty of space away from the sun. But unfortunately, Ian didn't push back enough or explain how Dracula would avoid this weakness. So I have to assume it's viable when conditioned. Ray managed to convince me that while I don't think Savage could beat Dracula in the long run, Savage could hold out enough to make Dracula have to retreat. Ian did a great job bringing the heat, and I got to give him props for that. But he ended up burned. Sunburned, that is. Nice. Kind of funny how, in a way, Ray found a loophole to outside interference rule, because what bigger outside interference could there be than the sun? Joking aside, it was a close one, and it wouldn't be a clean victory, but I do think that Savage takes this one. Ian, I don't even know if these people are voting, but they seem to be favoring me.
Yeah, I think it's funny that the people who actually pay are the ones that are supporting me. So, I mean,
free accounts can vote. And as far as non-voters go, I'm very popular.
That's true.
Get on Patreon, people. I need the help. All right, we got email number 3 coming up here. And email 3 comes from Kyler Hildebrand. I don't know if Kyler's written before. No, he says right here, I don't know if my first email had a subject and it might have gone to your spam folder. So here's the second one. Amazing show, guys. I recently came back to Who Would Win after a break and have been listening to some of the newer episodes, and they've all been amazing. Thank you, Kyler. Great entertainment for long drives, and He-Man versus Kratos was awesome. I would love to hear more Venom and Carnage. If you could somehow do any of the Backrooms monsters, that would be really entertaining. Please keep the long email song. It's amazing. I hope you enjoyed it today. I didn't like it the first time after hearing it, but after 2 times, I loved it. Keep up the good work. Hashtag long email song.
Wow. Okay. Just for the record,
Good job there. Thank you, Kyle.
Hashtag William1 in the live chat says the song feels a bit like padding. Just say it. So it's a little bit back and forth on that. Still coming in. We'll still see. And then Guardian says it's catchy enough to be fun, even if it is just padding. All right. Maybe we need to do an official.
Now here's the deal.
Song poll.
William Schmidt is here in our chat right now. William Schmidt, I hope you had a chance to listen to Aya Brea versus Geralt of Rivia, The Witcher.
Yeah.
We still have a couple more weeks of voting left to go in that one. We've had a lot of votes already. And as you listen to this, you will have plenty of time to catch up on the episode and listen. We're giving you extra time to vote on the tournament episodes because that's how important those episodes are to the sanctity of the show. Want to make that happen. So, so William, you haven't won anything yet as of recording.
That's right. No, make sure you go to patreon.com/whowodwinmasters after, of course, you've listened to that episode, wherever you listen to podcasts, and vote on Aya Brea versus The Witcher. Yeah. And whatever comes next.
Good episode.
Which we'll find out later.
Yeah, that was 2 people bringing the heat in that one, and I highly recommend that episode. If you haven't checked it out yet, you should.
It's so
that
good.
said, we have a few more last couple things to do here in the episode, which is suggest a battle, and we had some interesting things happening over on the Discord. And Sam, you got a handle on that.
I got it all. So yeah, this wasn't a Shocktober episode, but we asked you for suggestions for Shocktober, and you've delivered. Ben J said MacGyver versus Jigsaw. Notoriously, several great puzzles that can potentially be thwarted by a toothpick and gum. We'll have to see.
You know what? Yeah. I don't see how MacGyver loses that battle. The Jigsaw puzzles are notoriously made to be beaten.
That's true.
Nobody can beat those kind of situations like MacGyver. That's a really good call out, though. I like it.
Yeah. No, I think it is good. Almost as good as Matthew Dawson's impression of Jigsaw that you can find on Discord. Speaking of Matthew Dawson, he said, I would kill for y'all to get AJ Portfolio back to do... Porfirio, thank you. Sorry, AJ. To do Laurie Stroud versus Sidney Prescott, giving Almighty Ray the ultimate excuse to talk about the Final Girls board game. So Laurie and Sidney, Final Girls themselves. Someone else in that thread has suggested swapping them with each other's nemesis, which might also make a good idea.
I don't hate any of those ideas, and I do need to reach out to you. Thank you for reminding me. It is almost that time of year. We've had a couple of wonderful guests for Shocktober in the past.
Yeah.
And it is around that time to reach out to AJ Porfirio. Maybe we'll have other returning guests as well who have been very successful in their time. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll throw out some lines and see what hooks.
All right. Next up, John Shanks says Sam and Dean versus Evil Ernie, Chaos Comics, or have them run a gauntlet. Have them run a gauntlet of Stephen King characters: Jack Torrance, Carrie White, Christine, Pennywise, etc. Which
it's not a bad idea. Gauntlet style.
I think that would be awesome. We haven't done a gauntlet, on the show in this format.
People have been suggesting the Winchester brothers. I guess I don't know. I don't know anything about that show at all.
Yeah,
so it would be a tough one for me to rep. I mean, I could research it like I do everything else. Not really an excuse, but off the cuff, I just don't know enough about what's the name of that? Is that Supernatural? Is that the name of the show?
Yeah, that's Supernatural.
Oh, thank God! Yeah. I was really, as I was saying it, I'm about to embarrass myself. I don't know anything about him, but I do think that Soldier Boy is awesome on The Boys. And I understand he's one of them. So
right. That's right.
Good deal.
All right. We have 2 more that are not Shocktober related, but I just thought they were good. So Nathan78 said Buffy versus Xena, 2 great fighters from very different universe that I think actually match up really well. We obviously have had Buffy last time for Shocktober. But yeah, I think that's awesome.
I think it's a great idea. I think Xena versus Buffy. I don't even know who wins that one. I would have to do a deep dive.
So interesting.
To have a clue.
Yeah, I don't know how maxed out Xena got at the end because I don't think I've finished watching that. But I mean, I think she becomes a demigod, doesn't she? Yeah, like they're
I'm
both super powerful.
Wasn't she able to contend with Hercules at one point? Like
that sounds about right.
Well, I mean, she's a warrior princess.
There you go. And as we all are. Finally, Distinctly Average Ollie said, Crash Bandicoot versus MODOK. Can a rowdy marsupial beat a killing machine? This seems to be exactly in the Bandicoot's wheelhouse, given some of the enemies he's gone up against, and that is a big old head to try and jump on, which visually is just fun.
My first thought is MODOK cleans the floor with Crash Bandicoot, but maybe I'll be surprised when I do a deep dive in that one. If anybody wants to come on, if you're listening right now and you're a big Crash Bandicoot fan, send us that 1-minute demo. Maybe we get Crash Bandicoot on the show for the first time. Sure. I'm not saying no, but we need a champion to step up and take big Bandicoot.
And that just opens the door to Earthworm Jim. So come on.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Oh my God.
I'd love to see it.
I would Have you guys done Tick yet?
We have done the Tick in the previous iteration.
Yeah, not on this version.
Show years and years and years ago.
I love the Tick,
I love
though.
the Tick.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Guardian in the chat.
I would rep the Tick anytime.
Guardian in the chat says Crash versus Spyro the Dragon, and William Schmidt just yells spoon, as you should. Spoon!
As you should.
All right. What are we watching? What are we playing? Let's move on. Ray, you want to start this off?
Absolutely. I do want to start this off, and I got to think about it. Look, I've been playing a lot of Resident Evil, the first game, the remaster that came out in about, 2015, I think it was. And that game is still a total banger of a game. I am a big fan of the Resident Evil series in general, and going back and playing the remastered, remaked OG is absolutely phenomenal. I love it, and I can only encourage it even more.
Nice. So as always, I start with something I've been watching with the family, and this is a second viewing for me and my wife, but we've introduced our kids to the series Lock and Key, which, if you're unfamiliar, comes from the comic book of the same name. It's a family moves back into a house that they've inherited from their deceased father/husband, and come to discover that the house has a variety of just magical keys hiding out in the house that do a bunch of different things. But of course, that comes at the price that there are demons trying to get those keys, and chaos ensues. It's a super fun show. And, I'm watching with an 11 and 13-year-old, and they're, for the most part, fine with it. There are occasional moments that are a little too scary for my youngest, so she'll leave the room for a minute or two. But we did just watch Stranger Things, and I think this is actually just like a slight level below that as far as how scary it gets, So yeah, I think it's super fun. I loved this show the first time around, and watching it the second time, I was like, I've forgotten a lot, but it's a lot of fun.
I forgot it was a TV show. I read the first trade paperback of the comics, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't really connect with it. I really thought I was going to dive in, and it didn't hit with me. So I did not watch the show, apparently.
I could see that it being in comic form might be a slower adoption rate, Like, I haven't read the comics, but I have that feeling that, it being a show makes it easier to absorb. And just to make it visually interesting.
Read.
I mean, I looked at the pictures and created the story myself, I should say.
That's right.
Fair.
I'm one of me and Garth Marenghi are the only people that have written more books than we've read.
All right. Ian, what are you watching?
Ian, what you been watching?
Playing. Or just doodling, I guess.
He's doodling. Me getting menaced by Dracula. We're getting that put on a list as well. Or someone's getting put on a list.
Yeah. So I just finished up the Vampire Lestat. That was probably the last thing that I had time to watch, and then every once in a while I've been kind of creeping on Tales from the Crypt, but I am very busy drawing and painting and
Nice.
working on some things that I'm not at liberty to say at the moment. So
Fair.
There it is. And I'll go round two. You know, since the last time we talked, I watched Low Rollers with the people of Patreon.
Yep.
That is the no budget comedy movie ensemble piece that I was in 2009. And yeah, it was a riotous romp. Everybody who showed up had a great time. It was awesome. That's all I'm gonna say right now. I don't know when and if we'll watch it again, but I apparently own one of the only copies of it in existence.
That's right.
I couldn't be happier about it because all the masters and all the original were corrupted and destroyed. So my DVD is one of the only DVD, maybe the only DVD. No one's told me otherwise. I may have the only copy in existence. So thank you, everyone who showed up. It's going to be hard to do better than that next movie night come September, but we're going to try.
Nice. All right. One more, which is, and I don't think I've talked about this before, but Widow's Bay, which is it's Apple TV, I believe, and it is the showrunner is Katie Dippold, who's from Parks and Rec and some other great properties, and everything she touches is awesome. She was a writer that I knew fairly well when I went through Upright Citizens Brigade and hanging out in the improv scene. One of the other writers on that show is Colton Dunn, who was the guy in the wheelchair in Superstore and is himself a hilarious improviser. I don't want to say too much about the show itself because I don't want to give anything away, but it's kind of a horror. It's interesting because it takes sort of a horror anthology approach with sort of a master overarching plot as well. So, you get like a couple of different like things that haunts that they're trying to defeat every episode or two, but then there's this overall sort of storyline that really keeps it together, and it's really just perfect in so many ways. So if you haven't had a chance and you have Apple, check out Widow's Bay.
See, I tried using Widow's Bay
go ahead.
On my crab cakes, and I didn't like it. I went back to Old Bay.
That's Old Bay. Yeah, it's better. It's better.
Yeah.
It's less.
It's better than Widow's Bay. Yeah,
less sad. Yeah, it sounds like
I mean, definitely.
That's right.
Unless you're the crab,
I suppose. Ian, anything else, or is that everything for us?
I can't think of anything else.
I just got the school. No pressure.
I'm actually working on. I'm cleaning my palette with this skull. I've just decided that I'm going to start taking paint that it needs to come off the palette, and I'm just taking a knife and scraping it across the skull.
So what I'm hearing is that's what Ian is watching is paint dry this week. Okay, got it.
That's fair. So here's the deal. We're going to get out of here in just a sec, but first off, I'm going to say, vote on the summer tournament battle. We got 2 weeks left in that. And then it won't be dropping right like this week, but it will be dropping, I believe, on Tuesday of next week as we record this, as you listen to this. Black Panther versus Deathstroke. We've got it set to record and put it together. So you should get that next week. And our next battle for Showdown September, we're doing it. We got a big battle of anime and video game stars. Maybe one of the most powerful battles we've ever put together.
For sure.
In Sora from Kingdom Hearts versus Sailor Moon, the famed anime magical girl, with very special guest debater, returning debater, Benny T from Say Word in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Benny T is coming back for Sora versus Sailor Moon. We're doing it, folks.
Excellent. Yeah, that's going to be super great and truly outrageous. No, that's Jem. Sorry, my bad. All right, before I take us out of here, Ian, do you want to tell people where they can find you?
Absolutely. So, folks, No, I'm here. Folks, you can find me at ianmosscreative.com. You can also find me on all the socials at Ian Moss Creative. And, of course, Patreon at Ian Moss Creative. Ian Moss Creative is really the way to find me. I'm so
All right, there you go.
slap happy.
Google
at
that.
this point. That's great.
Okay. Ray, any last words?
Bad job this week, people. Do better next time.
All right, that's all. We're going to close the book on this debate. And please jump into the Who Would Win Masters Discord. Let us know who you think really walked away with this win, because that's where the after show takes place. And if you've got an Alexa device next Tuesday and Thursday, don't reach for your phone. Just say, Alexa, play Who Would Win Masters. Good, she's not listening right now. And let us start your morning. Patreon's where all the polls get posted and some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, so make sure to join up for that at patreon.com/whowouldwinmasters. And if you think you've got what it takes to step into the challenger's chair, record a 1-minute video demo of yourself, send it to Who Would Win Masters, and don't worry, we're not going to hold you to whatever you say on there. Mostly it's a tech test. We want to see how you are, how you perform, and that you have a mic and a video that work. So if you represent a character, we're not going to say that's the character you have to do. But if you want to, you can. And finally, we want to take a moment to thank all of our new Patreon followers. We're going to need 3 more so we get that Rules in Under a Minute song. Rodney Love, Angelo Nero, Wayne Matthews, Kyler Hildebrand, Ian Moss Creative, the man himself, Shazzy, sounds like a superhero, and Flavius OJ sounds like a supervillain. All right, great. And of course, remember to sign up at patreon.com/whowouldwinmasters. Special thanks and shout out to those of you who choose to support the show through Patreon. So thank you to Ryan Sangalang, Dylan James, Michael Solko, Matthew Dawson, Ollie Lowe, William Schmidt, Douglas R., Nathan78, Eric Hiding, Lord Moxford, Forbidden Mob, Lord Snurts, and of course, Delvin Cox. We will see you on the next episode of the tournament battle and then the main episode for Who Would Win Masters. This is Sam Proof. I'll see you in the arena.